What is going on? I'm Zmot, and today we are going to talk about something exciting. Now, this is all conjecture, this is all made up, but it is based on some research and some details. So if you like these sorts of things, do consider throwing code Zmot in every Supercell source that is out there. But of course, start with Boom Beach. So, talking about Boom Beach, there has been an update every February or March since the beginning of time, basically. How it tends to work is February or March, and then June-ish, and then September-ish, and then November, December-ish. And in November, December-ish, we got headquarters level 27. We also got that Engraver, and so I wanted to talk about what I think will be in this next update. Now, I'm not going to include leaks and all of those sketchy gray area type stuff, so if that's what you're looking for, I'm sorry, but that will not be in this video. So, first of all, the Engraver. I'm going to start out by showing you two operation attacks. One with quality 14 armor, which is the standard that you want to aim for. You want to have quality 13 or higher if you're doing dead end or below, and above that you want to have 14 at the very, very, very least. And I mean, 19 would be insane, but I'm going to show you what is right or wrong with armor. I'll leave that up to you guys as far as making that decision. These are all level 19 rocket launchers, so that's not going to be a great demonstration. You really need to do some scouting when doing operations with armor. Level 13, level 13, level 13. This is going to be, and then we go back here, level 13, level 13. So this is exactly what I was after. We are just going to drop Everspark. We will be doing a tiny bit of skill here. We will send Everspark back there. We're only going to use one flare. We're going to use two smokes, and then she'll get comfortably underneath there, and if we have judged her distance correctly, she'll stop right at the edge of the smoke, which is exactly what we wanted. We will time our smoke appropriately, and down goes the shock launcher, which means we can then send Everspark back into here. We'll get a couple of you guys, and those critters will help a little bit. That's why I'm trying to keep Everspark alive, and otherwise we can kind of just hang out and watch how ridiculous armor is. We're going to drop all of these guys over here, and they're going to go to a spot where we don't want them to, unfortunately. Need to get some shocks on those single shot, big damage things, which I can't complain about at all. The fact that boom cannons are useful. Could you imagine if you could just walk through boom cannons as well? That would just be next level. But look at these rocket launchers. Yes, some critters are distracting them for a couple seconds here, but we will stop throwing shocks, and nothing is going to stand in our way. Like, literally nothing. We could just shock our troops in place here, and yes, we'll lose a couple Zookas, but watching rocket launchers and flamethrowers just do nothing to our troops. Yes, mortars will kill some Zookas if your Zookas stand still long enough for that to happen, and as will mines. Armor does not affect how mines touch your troops, but just walking through all of those rocket launchers. You know what? Let's just go back here just for a little bit of extra something, and we'll throw some critters to distract some of those sniper towers. Maybe throw a medkit on that mine just to make gosh darn sure. And then rocket launchers, just nothing. Like, absolutely nothing happening with our troops. So I think in the next little bit, they are going to balance armor. That probably is very, very unhappy for some of you who have spent a lot of diamonds on getting, and a lot of time savers, and a lot of powder, or shards, or whatever you want to call them, getting your armor where you want it to be, where you're having fun with it. I don't think they'll change it much, but I feel like they might change it a teeny tiny bit. Obviously, if everyone has spent all of their hard-earned powder to get to armor level 14, like me for example, you're going to be choked if they change it all the way. So balancing, maybe, popular or not, that is just too gosh darn easy. And this is Dead End. This is not Milk Run. And I know Dead End is not super high up there in the list of operations, but it's, what is it, like operation number like 10 or something, or even higher. So not super, I mean, good, but questionable. It's fun for a little bit, but then it's just too gosh darn easy. So the Engraver, I think we'll get some tweaks. I also think that we will get new engravings. If we look at these engravings, we've got offense, 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 offense. Will there be defensive engravings? Will there be an intel, I wish there would be a real intel engraving, but let me know what you think of some other potential engravings. They can definitely lean into some of these things that are happening back here, such as machine gun attack speed. That would be game-changing. This headquarters level 27 is the offensive headquarters level. Headquarters level 28, if it's in the next update, don't know. I have no idea. Will be a defensive update. So that could make sense as far as that, but that might be too much. I don't know. They like to do like a little update and a big update. So where we're at in that cycle, I did not research. My apologies. We will now, I talked about 2 operations, but first we're going to do a little bit of warships. And the reason we jump over to warships is because when you're scouting a base, this is using all of the oldness that is been with Boom Beach for 10 plus years. We've got the old sniper towers, the Doom cannon, and I know not all these things are old, but the fact that there are no skins that are visible on warships, I think is an issue that needs to be addressed. And I know skins aren't for everyone, but they do make for a lot of fun. And yes, people do have those different heavies or those different medics or whatever it might be, but from an attacking standpoint, when you jump in and you see your opponent's base, there is no customization, there is no cosmetics, so would really, really like a big pink puffy boom cannon or something like that. And I know that these sorts of customizations are not for everyone, but one of the great things about these sorts of updates is that it doesn't mean that if they make new skins that they can't also make new behaviors or activities or events or whatever it might be, because those are 2 very, very different teams. The dev team and the creative side of the things are not the same group of people, and the number of times should have been able to throw a shock there. Let's throw we just unlocked critters, by the way, so this is my first attack with critters. Going to send our heavy dude over into about there, trying to get a decent split of our troops, and not doing too badly. We're going to throw some critters again to try to clear some mines. Love the fact that I have finally got critters on this account and using them to the best of our abilities to try to keep our troops alive and try to clear some mines and try to get a halfway decent time. So I myself, a couple of you have asked why I don't have the latest boom pass. It's just because that cosmetic does not appeal to me. I scrimp and save and do not get the boom pass every single time, and those little details, like the fact that it doesn't show up on my warship, definitely come into play. So the Hero Hut, I love the fact that they've got that 2025 skin on there, but I would rather have a giant pink cannon that affects my warship and my main base. So would love to see some crossover there from the cosmetic side of things. So on the warships, if you're playing warships right now, critters doing great things. That is my fastest time in the last little bit. I've been scrimping and saving yet again to try and get those critters. Now that I've got them, my times are significantly quicker as we wait for our opponent to finish off their hit. Now, I had to jump between a couple different videos here, a couple different edits, and I don't know if I talked about squad leaders or not, so if this is a repeat, my apologies, but squad leaders, they're have to be more squad leaders coming, and I really hope that they do get stronger on the main base, because they kind of felt uncomfortable and didn't really feel like they were doing much on the main base, but that might have just been because we only had a little bit of time to play with them. So I love squad leaders. I think they're a great addition to the game, and I can't wait to see what other squad leaders they happen to bring out, or how they balance squad leaders, or whatever the heck that might be. And on that skin standpoint, so far with our skins, if we jump into our headquarters here that does have its own skin, we don't have any sounds, we don't have any animations. So yes, there are some other skins, and I haven't unlocked a heck of a lot of them on this account because I haven't been terribly interested, but when they do grab my eye, like that red bombardier, I love it. I just wish they had a different sound, like a ho 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 or something. I know that's tiny little details, but I do play with sound on, and those make a giant difference for my enjoyment of them. And before we get too far along, I want to talk about one final detail that I think needs a little bit of love, and I talked about this in my interview in the last couple days, if you happen to see that. And what that is the QR codes. I can't wait to see how the Boom Beach dev team brings out the QR codes a little bit better, brings out those links that they've been sharing on Twitter and Boom and YouTube and all of the rest of the places. So really looking forward to how that's going to roll out. I'm going to end this video with an operation attack with no engraver. This account is not headquarters level 27. We're going to contrast and compare, and I have been trying to rush this account up to headquarters level 27, but definitely have not gotten it there. So headquarters level, rockets level 13, we could ignore every single one of these things. We could ignore those flamethrowers. So all we would have to do is shock those 4 mortars. And I wish I had the operation attacks to waste an attack and walk a bunch of troops up there and show you the difference of how I would do this. But instead, we are just going to finish this with an old-fashioned Minotaur attack. And those of you with max level armor, you've already tuned out. You're already bored. And that is a problem. So I don't expect new operations yet. I feel like they would be giving us all sorts of notice, and they would be bombarding us with teasers. I think that's a bigger update. And the fact that, maybe that's to come. Maybe the update will be in March and we'll start getting teasers in early February or something like that. But for right now, it just doesn't feel quite like operations are ready to be updated or changed or reworked yet. I really do hope that comes, though, because, like I said, again, back to that interview again, the fact that they have brought the Engraver in is just showing some of these features age. And I love operations. I love my task force group. I love playing with my teammates and with people and planning and notes, and not so much on the intel side. That's mostly been fixed, though. And so I really do hope that operation attacks. And by the way, when I make these videos, it's not just for you guys as well. I know for a fact that the dev team watches a lot of the BoomTubers videos. They are fantastic in that way. We've only had, I think, 2 calls with them, but both times they made references to specific videos that had been released by BoomTubers 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. So they are paying attention. And whether or not they comment or not, I have no way of knowing because I don't know their YouTube identities. But developers, if you are out there, please do say hello because I am a big fan of your work and I can't wait to see what's next. So we got to smoke this shore. With Engravings, you would not have to do that. We are going to send all of our troops back into here. Definitely need to keep them smoked. We're going to drop Brick late. You guys all know this hit. And if you don't, please do let me know because I would love to give you more details on how to hit operations like a boss. I have started to go back through a bunch of my videos. I know that I am behind on making some of them. So do let me know which ones in specific you're looking for remakes on, and as our troops get past that 3rd, mortar. We're going to flare onto that flamethrower. They are going to spread wonderfully. Keep your minds out of the gutter. This is not a Season 69 style comment. And then we're going to throw our shocks out and do a decent job of it, but the timing that was required on that was so much more difficult than that previous operation attack that I had just shown you. So we are going to maybe, just maybe, yes, we got it down with 0 surviving troops. All because they got nuked, that we would have lost basically 0 troops with engraving. So yes, engraving doesn't completely remove the need for skill, but it definitely helps. So I'm going to end that. We got a decent warship time. We got a decent couple of operations solos, and do make sure you go do those events that I also hope that they upgrade. So if you have a wish list of what you're hoping for in the next update and when you think the next update will be, please hit me up in the comments. I shall talk to you soon. As always, thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, but just hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's going on with you in Boom Beach. I do have bounties for people who have ideas, people that have suggestions, so hit me up with those as well. Would love to hand out some free things like time savers, like build tokens, like free diamonds. I have the ability thanks to those wonderful QR codes. Anyways, I'm Zmot. Thanks for coming in, spending some time with me. Peace.